Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Welcome to Pineapple. We only have a few people here so far. Maybe some other people will join us partway through, but this is a chat show we've started to kind of take all the off-topic discussions that happen in-game, in Memoriam, and give them room to breathe. So tonight, joining
Which
us...
probably will not stop us from getting off topic in game.
No, it won't. It's not. It is not meant to do. I don't think that's ever going to be possible. But
It won't happen.
we cut it short as much as we can in game.
Yes.
And we don't have to here. So let's just kind of do some introductions. I'm Tim, the host of this channel, and the GM of In Memoriam. And join us tonight is Dave. Why don't you go ahead and say hi?
Hello.
Do you have any projects or anything online that you want people to be able to know about, or something?
No, I have no life.
Okay. What do you do, Dave?
I'm an IT lead for a government agency.
Cool.
Dun dun dun.
That is as much as can be said.
Yes.
No, I could say more, but
Yeah.
I don't really want to.
Fair enough. And Carol, say hi. Tell people what you do.
Hi. I'm just Carol.
You are not.
I'm an R&D software engineer, if you must know.
And if it sounds like my voice is coming through her channel a little bit, or her voice is coming through my channel a little bit, that's because this is my wife, and we are in neighboring rooms. So hopefully, Jacob sounded like he was going to show up, but I haven't seen him yet. And
Maybe he said.
Yeah, he's away on Discord.
He said he usually puts his sundown around 9, so
okay, so
he
he
might
be able...
end up a little late.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and we know that Eric said that he's going to be late too.
Oh, I did not remember Eric saying that.
I didn't remember that Eric was coming.
I think he said that he was planning on it, but he'd be a little bit late, he said.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to get Chris to join, but he's being a slacker, so.
All right. Fair. So, one thing that... hey, Davey.
Goal.
So one thing that so one thing that'll happen is we're just chatting. We're discussing. We were just kind of introducing the show, and how I'm gonna kind of kick things off is we've collected about 20 topics by way of the Discord channel, and so anyone who wants to can jump into the Discord channel, Discord server. Join us there, and there's a channel where you can submit topics for us to discuss. But I do have, we do have 20 for tonight, and so I'm going to roll a d20 and see where we start, and then we'll go from there. And I'm sure, hopefully they will jump in when they get here, Eric and Jacob. So let's see here. Oh, let's see. That is a 7. And topic 7 is... Oh, current games. What games people are currently playing? I just downloaded Ark today because
It's free.
yeah, Dave posted that it was free.
It's free. But we have like 4 copies of Ark. Why did you download it somewhere else?
I don't know where it is on. I don't seem to have it on this computer.
And he can install it via Steam now.
And yeah, it wasn't in my Steam library, so I just went ahead and installed it for free.
You know, the new one is coming out soon.
That's probably why it was free.
Yeah. Because they played a new trailer at the Summer Game Fest.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. I had forgotten that they put Vin Diesel in the new one.
I also forgot that they put Vin Diesel in the new one.
Yeah.
He's a giant rock this time.
He's a Yep. I don't have time to play games much anymore. But I'm playing Chorus as we speak, so there's that.
Rude.
I love you.
I love you. So Dave, was there a game you want to talk about, or that Summer Games Fest? I don't know anything about it other than what was just said.
I have not played a video game in like what it feels like months.
Oh goodness.
I was playing through Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm pretty close to the end of 2, and I've just been milking it for all it's worth. And I've been going to all of the planet systems and draining all of the resources for every single planet, even though I have enough resources to buy every upgrade in the game. It's just one of those things that I know Carol hates.
I do hate that very much.
I find
the most boring game mechanic that ever existed.
I find scanning for resources in Mass Effect 2 very therapeutic.
Oh my goodness, it's so boring.
It didn't.
I hate it so much.
See, it didn't bother me when I was playing Mass Effect 2, which I will be again soon. Hey, Jacob.
Yay!
We're talking about what games we're currently playing.
Oh, nice.
Which has been none for most of us because
the scanning for resources in 2 is still far better than scanning for resources in Andromeda.
See, I never finished Andromeda, which is like I hate myself that I never finished it, but also it was so impossible.
I don't hate myself for not finishing Andromeda because I played like the first 2 or 3 planets, and it's the same game on different planets.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is stupid. I'm done. And these Frostbite graphics suck.
Yeah, so I got mad because the only 2 characters that were worth like pursuing a romance with were not available to me to romance. Which is fine, but like nobody else was worth it. And then when I finally settled on somebody, I flirted with them once, and then all of a sudden it was acting like we had already had all these crazy like romantic conversations, and I was like, wait, where did this come from? We're not like in a settled relationship at this point. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, but it was it did that in BioWare did that in Dragon Age. Remember, I had that problem with Liliana. I practically had to beat her off with a stick.
Like, that's just Liliana. You don't have to flirt with her at all. She's just like, I'm in love with you. She does that for everyone.
Why don't we let Jacob introduce himself before we continue?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, first off, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
we
can.
hear
Okay,
you.
cool. So currently, let's see. I actually just purchased Ghostwire Tokyo.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's really cool. It's like a mix of Dishonored, right? And like Japanese mythology, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. It's getting boring because it's to the point where you're just running around and you have to like purify these gates, right? So it's the same thing over and over again. But
Uh,
what's really neat is you get like different powers and different abilities, and then there's like different elements that you can use, and some of the elements are more powerful than the others, and you get to you have the ability to like upgrade how much of the power you can hold at a time, which is kind of cool. But I mean, again, it's all these fetch quests. So go there, get this, and oh look, you have more power all of a sudden. So it gets kind of boring, but the first hour and a half of the game so far has been pretty good. Yeah,
it
one
got
of like
boring
the
after an hour and a half.
well, I mean, I think.
That's not a great
So
sign.
after an hour and a half, that's when they kind of open up everything, and you can go and do whatever you want. Right. So up until then, it's kind of linear because it's trying to show you like how to play the game and what you're supposed to do. But after that hour and a half, you're free to run around the entire city, do whatever you want. Right. So there's a sub quest inside of the whole like main game where you have to save everybody in Tokyo, right? And there's all these like lost souls. So essentially, you see these people like kind of floating in the air, and you have to go collect their souls and then turn them in, and then you save them essentially that way. But there is a staggering amount of people that you have to save. Yeah, I've been doing that for like the past, I don't know, like 8 hours, and I've saved maybe 10% of them.
Wow.
So it's like the anti God of War game?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the storyline is pretty good, though. I'll have to give it that. I like the visual cutscenes. Those are pretty unique. So
That game looked pretty freaky in the trailers.
well, I mean, it kind of is. Like I said, it's based off of like Japanese mythology. So you have all these demons and such from Japanese mythology, like the demon of the toilet lady. I forget her name.
Oh yeah.
There's one. I forget her name, but she like haunts the toilets, and like that's one of the side missions is you have to go and you have to like beat her, right?
I've heard of her.
And
yeah.
then
So you kill Moaning Myrtle then?
There's the
pretty much.
They got that vampire that's basically just a head with a foot that jumps around.
What?
Oh well, so there's actually another one. I can't remember his name, but it's like an umbrella, right? So he jumps around.
That guy.
Yeah. So they have that. Yeah, that's another like side quest you can do.
You can explain more about it. Just because I recognize it doesn't mean anyone else does.
Yeah.
Why aren't you dead
Well,
yet?
like I said,
nearly
it's really
dead?
cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, I
Because-
died. Sorry.
Pineapple.
I was like, damn, I didn't know I was that bad.
That's what you get for playing while we're talking.
You deserve it.
No sympathy from me.
But I mean, it's actually really really well done, and like I said, the enemies in the game, you get to learn all about them. So you get to learn a lot about the Japanese mythology, which is really cool and very interesting if you're not into that. If you're into that kind of thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We ended up talking about Japanese mythology a little bit last year at Book Fiend Readers Fest because we were doing the at the horror authors panel that I was a panelist on. We got to talking about the fact that the next wave of really interesting horror movies are coming out of Japan and Korea.
Oh, yeah.
And discussing, what does that mean for the market, and how is that going to impact American horror storytelling?
They gotta step up their game.
Yeah, well, one that was part of it, and two was just the imaginative, and really going outside of what we're used to in the West.
Oh, too bad Eric's
Yeah,
not
maybe
here.
we should move away from zombies for a change. That'd
Never
be
gonna
nice.
happen.
Well, I saw a thing recently that was talking about how you can track cultural fears by what comes up in horror. And so, like in the post World War II era, you had a lot of like radiation and monsters and ecological issues, and then shortly after that, you had a lot of extraterrestrial threats, and then after that, you had a lot of this kind of more mundane, like daily threats and stuff like that. Like the '80s were just kind of a lull. And then, but now,
the 80s.
But now you're getting into more of the, just kind of slasher fix. Basically, the '70s and '80s were just kind of slasher stuff, and then into the end of the '90s was almost nothing worth watching. And now into the modern day, you're getting a lot of zombie and outbreak type of stuff showing up.
I hate zombies so stinking much.
It's crazy to see like how much of that movie Contagion took place, and that came out in what 2003 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Or was it?
I don't think I
it's
want
been
to
a while.
know what that is.
It's a movie about
Oh, sorry, it was 2011. Oh, you gotta watch it because
Absolutely not.
They kill off Gwyneth Paltrow in like the first 5 minutes.
Why is that a good thing?
It's not a zombie movie though. So you're
No,
okay.
but so the part of the reason that I don't like zombies is because I'm terrified of outbreaks.
Oh,
Like
Then
my
you probably
parents
don't
had
want to
me.
watch it.
Yeah, my parents had me watch The Stand, the miniseries, when I was like 12,
Oh, the
and it
awful
legit
one. Yes.
like ruined me. Like I can't handle outbreaks, I can't handle radiation, I can't handle zombies, like none of that. I'm not okay with any of that.
okay.
So here's a fun fact. Have any of you seen the movie Seven?
Yes.
Yes.
Love that movie.
So they used a prop in Contagion that was unused in the movie Seven.
Huh.
And that was Gwyneth's
unused?
severed head. So there was one scene where after she dies, they cut.
If that's a
open her
spoiler for
skull.
anybody in Seven,
Yes, I'm
I'm
sorry
not
for
gonna-
spoilers.
they had a prop
Yeah.
of Gwyneth Paltrow's head that they didn't end up using.
But
No
if
loss
you
for
haven't
me.
seen Seven, sorry, the
It's old enough that
it's old enough where we're past the statute of limitations on spoilers.
yeah.
There's
That
no
came out
such
in,
thing
like,
as
what,
a
like
statute
90
of limitations on spoilers.
96,
Carol would like a hard no spoilers
97.
rule.
Yes, I have a hard no spoilers rule, which is why the whole time you were rolling that die, I was like, please don't say Star Trek. Please don't say Star Trek.
Well, there's a lot of Star Trek that it wouldn't be spoilers.
That's true, but you specifically wanted to talk about the new Star Trek. and I was like, I haven't seen
I
it.
did not, in fact. That was suggested by someone else. I just transferred it to
You
the
just
list.
put it on the list. Okay.
Strange New World.
I transferred everything to the
Yeah,
list.
no, it's not
Is
allowed.
It,
I
is it any
haven't
good?
seen
Is
it.
it worth watching?
Yes,
That's all I want to know.
I like
No
it.
spoilers. Huh?
Yes, I like it.
Okay.
Do you guys have Paramount Plus?
I don't know.
Yes, yes.
We do.
I've been debating
We
to
do.
get it,
Apparently we do.
but because of
We
the
have
Star
Mom's
Wars
Paramount
or
Plus.
Star Trek.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, so
We're still on Voyager and DS9,
Yep.
okay, go ahead.
working our way through so that we can watch because we want to watch Picard,
Yes.
but to do that we have to see because 7 of 9 is in Picard, so we have to see all of Voyager first.
You don't.
It's not
really.
just because 7 of
Listen,
9.
I'm not
No.
saying that as an objective statement. I am saying that as a Carol statement.
These are the rules. And it's not just because 7 of 9 is in Picard. It's because they came out in an order.
See, I don't.
Well, that means that you have to watch Discovery then,
That's
because
true.
Discovery came out before Picard.
I feel like we dropped the ball on that argument though by not watching the original series.
I watched the original series.
Okay, fine.
I have not missed anything here. I grew up watching the original series.
All right, fine.
So which one is the original series?
The
It's
Kirk and
called
Spock
the
one.
original series.
It's called Star. It's the one that's just called Star Trek.
Gotcha. No, I started with Next Generation.
So did I.
Oh yeah, my
Yeah.
dad watched the original series religiously, and we watched it with him.
I
so.
still to date have not seen the original series. I've seen bits and pieces, but I don't think I've ever seen a full episode.
Yep.
I've
Same here.
never seen the entire series.
You know
Like,
what?
I grew up watching reruns, but it was like here and there, and I never got around to actually watching them in order. I started watching them again just recently, and I was like, no.
You know what I did? You know what I did start? What I have watched a good chunk of, though, is the animated series.
The cartoon.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had one.
Yeah, they put out a cartoon in the 70s, and it was terrible. It
was terrible.
It is definitely like their budget was not impressive. But I mean, it was my me and my daughter were watching it on a regular basis.
So
that was
I
just all we
like
were doing
to
together.
I like to watch like ranking videos and stuff. And there's one where they rank the Star Trek series worst to best, and Star Trek the Animated Series still beat out Enterprise. Because
Really?
Enterprise
I liked
was ranked
Enterprise.
I haven't seen it.
10th, and the animated series was ranked 9th.
Now, where did they rank the Orville? Is the question.
The Orville
The Orville is not
an
a Star
official-
Trek.
I know it's not
No.
officially a
Official
Star
Star
Trek,
Trek.
but
So
that's like
it's
that's.
only-
But honestly, if you're gonna make a list of like best to worst Star Trek movies, you kind of have to include Galaxy Quest. I know it's not officially, but it's a
Right,
Star
so-
Trek spirit. It's a Star Trek movie by heart.
I have told people that the Orville is more of a Star Trek show than the current Star Trek shows.
I've been hearing a lot of that.
I have heard that. Yes.
So,
Well, the first season was really good. The second season, they've gotten a little more serious. I feel.
well, the first season, like the first half of the season, they didn't know where they wanted to do it. So it had this really awkward, manic comedy to it, where
Yeah, it was great,
just
though.
didn't seem like it worked very well.
Hmm.
Oh,
And
no,
it's
it
just
was
like
hilarious.
pick a direction.
Well, they did eventually, and stuff happens, and
So I think I only
Turned out to
actually
be really good.
watched the first season. I'd never.
you should. Well, so like I said, there's not much comedy in the second season, at least in the first 2 episodes so far, right? But it's definitely a lot more serious. Like they really get into like some serious stuff
Yeah.
for the first 2 episodes. So.
But they had a lot of social commentary in that first season.
Mhm.
Like, gender roles and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I enjoyed that.
Mhm. I think the whole show is really good. If you haven't watched it yet, you should definitely.
Yeah.
And I do agree with Tim that Galaxy Quest is another one of those things that
It's like a spiritual successor.
Oh man.
it's like the Cornetto trilogy. So like Shaun of the Dead, Hot
Ugh.
Fuzz, and is it World's End?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why?
Because those are great movies.
they are
I friggin' hate Shaun of the Dead so much.
they are awesome. They are great parodies, but they are also great movies
Yeah.
within the genres
Yeah,
that
they-
they are parodying.
They're quality entries into the genre themselves.
Mhm.
Nope.
Oh no, those were fun.
Shaun of the Dead gave me nightmares.
Did you watch Hot Fuzz though? Because they're
No.
all different genres. So
Yeah,
you might like Hot Fuzz because Hot Fuzz is the buddy cop,
yeah. Hot Fuzz buddy cop comedy.
and then World's
Very.
End is like the alien
Thing.
mystery.
Hmm.
That one's pretty good though.
World's End is the weakest of the 3.
Really?
I've
I think
heard
so.
that. Now,
I
the,
know.
that one
I
has
think the
a
ending is not that great, but I think the leading up to that is pretty good.
that one has
Yeah.
a bunch of like actors playing themselves, doesn't it?
I think
don't
so.
remember.
I've only watched it the once.
Yeah.
They're all on my Plex, by the way.
Good to know.
So,
We'll have to check that out.
and I will preface that with I own all of these movies.
Yeah, yeah.
legally.
That's illegal. That's illegal uploading.
I don't know what the details are that makes it legal, and I don't want to. But it is. I've been told it's legal, and I've chosen to believe that.
Yep.
Because it's the equivalent of me lending you the physical disc, because I own the physical discs, and I back them up.
Okay.
Sweet.
Cool.
As long as it's not pirating,
Nope.
I'm good.
You should
Yeah.
see my basement. I have...
Thousands of movies.
Yeah, I think I have like about 3,000 discs.
Goodness.
Wow.
So, like the stuff that I share with you and Tim on Plex is just my Blu-ray library. I have, over like 2,000 DVDs that I never bothered ripping because I don't have enough hard drive space on my NAS
Wow.
to do that.
Crazy.
Just my Blu-rays alone are like almost 20 terabytes.
Oh, I bet. Blu-rays are so huge.
It's crazy.
And I added Dune, by the way. I bought that a couple.
Oh, the new one?
ago.
The new one?
Yes.
We were just talking about that at church yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep. I got it a couple weekends ago, and it's a very pretty movie. I like it. A lot of people didn't. People are like, it's too slow. It's like, have you seen the original Dune?
Right?
I have
Have
not.
you read the
The
book?
miniseries was
I
like
have
6 movies. What are we talking
the
about?
miniseries
Slow
was.
for?
I liked that,
Me too. That was my first introduction to Dune.
but people were like, it's not the same. I'm like, I don't care. I read the book too.
Hmm.
So Jacob, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, we were doing our intros, and we said to just like who we are and a little bit about like what we do for a job.
A
That
very
was our
little bit.
intros today.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess I work in cybersecurity, doing mostly like incident response. Yeah. Woo! Go me.
I'm getting a promotion, so that's cool.
Hey, go you!
Congratulations.
Yep.
So now you're gonna be in charge of your own group?
Not yet,
No.
but I just got moved to a new group.
Oh, well that's cool.
Yeah.
Are they better than the last one?
I don't have to deal with crazy people that I can't understand and don't understand me, so that helps.
So yes.
There's one decided improvement.
Yes. I'm gonna miss everybody else on my team, but that one guy.
I have a feeling. Yep.
There's always that one guy though.
There's always that
Yeah.
one guy.
It's true.
Forever.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yes.
I have to roll the die again. You weren't here, Jacob, but I have a D20 and 20 topics, and that is how we got
Awesome.
started. We started. What?
And you rolled a 7.
I rolled a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you roll another 7, we got to talk about more games.
That's true.
I mean, we did Summerfest just ended, so
Yep.
We have. Summerfest is a different topic, but we can definitely talk about that because she brought it up already.
I did. Yeah, I talked about Vin Diesel in Ark.
Yeah, that's
Because they
that's
showed
been.
that in
But I mean,
Summerfest.
didn't they release like a trailer for that like years ago?
They did, but I think was that one was that one during the Microsoft or the Epic?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it might have been Epic.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
honestly, if they're not putting it out this year at this point, like I don't know why they would show that trailer.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's been years since we've seen the trailer, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Weren't there games on E3 that like they announced every year or something for years before they released it, or they
No.
announced multiple times?
Well,
Yeah, they definitely show like in progress stuff. Like they'll announce something with a teaser trailer, and then like 3 years later, they'll show you the first gameplay trailer,
That was like
which is coming out in the next year. So
that was like PAX East
Unless it
for a
gets-
while.
delayed again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like was it Dreadnought? Was one of the games the multiplayer space battle spaceship? I think it was
Oh.
Dreadnought, and they did that with Firefall like a couple of years in a row, I think.
Mhm.
Oh.
Which completely bombed.
Well, I was gonna ask you, what do you guys think of? Did you guys watch like the whole like Game Fest or?
I did not watch.
Haven't
any of
watched the Netflix thing yet. But
Oh, I
I
don't care
did
about that.
watch everything else.
Oh, but I
Okay,
did see.
so you guys-
You did
Except
show me the
Devolver
thing from
Digital, 'cause
Netflix,
I never
though.
watched Devolver Digital.
You did show me the Dragon Age thing from Netflix, though.
Yes, that was not part. I didn't find that on the Game Fest thing. That was on Facebook.
I was gonna say, did you guys check out? Did you guys see Redfall?
That looks interesting.
Right. That
Yeah.
looks pretty cool. I like that a lot.
What
It
is
was
Redfall?
like so. It's like it's a vampire game. So you're
Right.
playing. It's like a squad, of multiplayer co-op versus vampires.
Right. So have you played Left 4 Dead?
I have.
So
I have
it's like
not.
Left 4 Dead, but instead of zombies, it's vampires.
Oh,
And
nice.
Everybody has a special ability.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really
it looked
cool.
pretty cool. It's like borderline for me because it looked like it was just creepy enough that I might have trouble with it at parts, but because it's vampires, I might be okay.
Yeah.
Is it only teams of 4 though,
Yeah, I
don't
think so.
remember.
or is it more like
Oh, you know what?
Killing Floor? Where
I feel
can
like
have,
you did show me
more
something
than
about this
4?
last year, babe.
I think I think it's
Redfall,
just
really?
Team of 4 because they only have 4 playable characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Killing Floor was only 4 people too, right? I can't
I don't.
remember.
Hey,
been
I don't
so long
remember
since I
Killing Floor. Yeah. But yeah, I was really excited about that one. That one looked really cool. Plus, they have like a robot dog.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
you
yeah.
could use 6 players with Killing Floor 2.
Babe,
Oh.
I think what I showed you last year was Blood Hunt,
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's
which is also incredible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's super hard, but it's so much
Oh,
fun.
it's so hard. I hate that game so much.
Like I don't ever anticipate winning a
Yeah.
match in that game ever, but it was so fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's Vampire Masquerade. That's always fun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I loved Vampire the Masquerade.
I do too. I used to play a tabletop version of it. That was a ton of fun.
Yeah, that's all I played was the tabletop. Oh no, I did try a video game briefly, but no, I started actually originally. My tabletop gaming experience started with a game of World of Darkness, in which it was kind of crossover, so it had vampire and werewolf and mage and
Oh, okay.
a couple others mixed into it, because they were designed you could do that. And my character started out as a human who got turned into a vampire.
Sweet. That's awesome. I think the one time that I played, we raided this like vampire stronghold, and then I Diabloized the leader. It was awesome.
My character was ruthless. He was fun.
Oh yeah, that game is a lot of fun. I love the mechanics in it too. The fact that you can absorb other powers, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Starfield, what is your guys' opinion?
On Starfield?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was amazing. The fact that you can customize your own ship and hire NPCs, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
That really did look. It looked like they took like all of the good bits of Fallout and just threw it in space.
Yeah, which I'm okay with.
Yeah. It does
Yeah.
look. I'm very curious. I'm like almost excited. But it's Bethesda, so like I have
I would-
trouble with Bethesda games in general.
I was gonna say if it's a Bethesda game, it'll be buggy as hell for the first year and a half, and then it'll
I
finally
don't know.
stabilize.
Microsoft owns them now. Maybe they'll have better standards.
Yeah. Maybe that's why it took so long for them to release it.
I had the thing ready for Bethesda. Yeah.
So the one thing I did find interesting though is they said that there is over 1,000 planets that you can land on and explore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means to me that I will never finish this game.
That's my problem because
Yep.
I never finished Skyrim. I never finished Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So they're stealing No Man's Sky, the concept.
Kind of, yeah.
kinda.
But there's also a really cool, like they said we didn't see a whole bunch of it, but a deep crafting system is what they said.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
You know, we
and
saw
they
a
also
little bit
made
of
it
the
sound
mining.
like there was a pretty deep story that like makes you want to explore, which is nice.
Yeah, which is really cool, you know. I was really looking forward to the story. The story sounds pretty interesting.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what made me start getting excited was the story. But like, if it's gonna be that big,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna finish it. Like, I'm gonna start, I'm gonna get excited, I'm gonna
No
love
way.
the story, and then I'm gonna be like, this is too much. I can't.
Yep. Because as soon as they let me go and fly into any direction that I want, it's done. It's over.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
never
it.
gonna finish it.
So speaking of Bethesda,
Yeah.
an old coworker of mine, is friends with. He was one of I think he was the lead designer for Fallout 4.
Really?
So at the beginning of the game, when you start off in Concord, one of the houses
Oh.
is based off of the
this.
floor plan of the guy's childhood home.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
That's awesome.
So he also was like, I guess he also designed the little survival phone game, the Fallout Shelter.
Mm,
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
okay, yeah.
that was
I
fun
actually really
for
enjoyed
about
that
15 minutes.
So
I never tried it.
when the game came out, my friend he bought a collector's edition, mailed it to his friend at Bethesda. He got a bunch of people to sign it, and he mailed it back up.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
awesome.
So another game that I wasn't expecting to see here in the Bethesda showcase was the Diablo 4.
Mm-hmm.
Did I see that?
That was a surprise.
Yeah, that was a very big surprise, and especially since they added my favorite class finally.
The
I don't have to
Necromancer.
pay extra for it now.
Yeah. That looks really good.
I know. I'm super excited for that one.
Did you get the mobile game?
I haven't tried it. I've downloaded it actually on my PC, but I haven't tried it yet.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. I
Is it
played
really?
for a little while. Yeah, it plays like any other Diablo, which is
Nice.
surprising. I expected them to go like the mobile route, like what was that other game?
Fallout Shelter.
No, no, the one I think there was one that was based on Skyrim that was like the Blades. It
Oh,
was
Blade,
Blade,
yeah.
and it was like so boring.
Yeah,
But
that one was pretty rough.
yeah, but no, it's actually really good. The
Okay.
Diablo one.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I wonder if it's better if you play it on the computer.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
So there is an article out there that's on a bunch of sites that apparently in Diablo Immortal it would cost you over $100,000 in microtransactions to fully upgrade your character.
Oh my goodness.
Really?
God.
Yes.
I guess I didn't play
That's
it that long,
ridiculous.
so that's insane.
pay
Or
that?
they're pay to win scenarios. This
That's-
one's
Wow.
from The Gamer. I think Kotaku had created an article on it. So that's pretty funny. I saw it pop up when I was scrolling through YouTube the other day, and I was like, I'm not interested enough in Diablo Immortal to even click on this video, but I could believe it.
You know, fair enough.
Yeah, I didn't play it very long, so
I'm not playing that game out of principle because of BlizzCon like 3 or 4 years ago. I remember I was actually visiting Chris at his house in Buffalo, and we were watching the BlizzCon footage, and like they were like, and we're gonna have this mobile game, and it's like, what the hell, Blizzard?
yeah. Well, everybody was expecting them to announce Diablo 4, and they announced a mobile game instead, and that was like a major disappointment. But I mean, they did eventually make Diablo 4.
Yeah, but Blizzard overall is just a major disappointment. So, and I
mean,
love their
that's true.
games.
I love the Diablo franchise, though. It's so good.
It is, really is. I still think I like Diablo 2 the most, though, out of the 3 that we have so far.
Mm-hmm.
I bought Diablo 2 on opening day. I remember going to GameStop during my lunch break at work and picking it up.
Nice.
I think I own like 3 different copies of Diablo 2 now.
Wow.
Plus the remake. Because over the years, I'd be like, I don't know what happened to those discs. Well, I guess I'll need to buy another copy. And then when Diablo 3 came out, the collector's edition came out with the little bust of Diablo with the soul shard, and the soul shard was a USB key, and it came with Diablo 1 and 2 on it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. The statue was like a little thing of the Diablo's head, and then the
soul
USB,
shard.
Yeah, it was right in the middle of his head. It was so cool.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. I love that thing. I still have it around here somewhere.
Yeah, mine's packed away somewhere, but like that was always one good thing about the Blizzard collector's editions. You always felt like you got your money's worth between like the soundtrack, the art books, the behind the scenes DVDs, and like even like the little in-game things weren't that bad either, but
no, but yeah, I agree. I hope that Diablo 4 has another collector's edition. That would be nice. We'll see.
I don't think I've ever put out the money for a collector's edition of anything.
Normally I don't, but like Diablo I do, because I really, really enjoy Diablo. And then
I'm a sucker for them.
Yeah, 100%.
I have,
Yeah, go ahead.
I bought the Fallout 3 collector's edition, the one that came with the Pip-Boy.
Oh wow!
I
awesome.
did too. I remember that thing.
Well, at least you didn't get the 76 collector's edition.
Oh no, I
learned my lesson.
That thing was a joke.
I played
my
Fallout
goodness.
76 for like, I think 40 minutes, and I was like, yep, I'm done.
That was me too. I didn't play for very long. It was depressing.
I lasted a little while. I found the alien pistol. That was fun.
I have the Borderlands 2 collector's edition with the chest, with the red chest. That was awesome.
Wow.
I had even way back with like Jedi Knight 2. It came with like a little light up lightsaber, which is the world's cheapest thing. I remember I found that in like my basement of my condo when I was like throwing stuff out to rent it out, and I was like, yep, that's going in the trash.
Oh man. I mean, now I'll spend the money on like a digital collection, right? So not a collector's edition, but like the digital upgrades that they have.
Yep.
Just because I want to throw more money at the developers, because I feel like, if I do that, maybe they'll make better games or make the series last a little longer.
No, that all just
Yeah,
goes
I
straight
know.
to the publisher.
Yeah.
I know.
EA's
that's how
just
I wanna
laughing
think
their
about
way
it.
to, laughing their way to the bank with your hard-earned money.
Probably, but you know what? I feel like I've done something. I've done my part.
I feel good about it. Everyone's happy.
All right, so here's a question regarding just regarding like Summerfest, like because we've already talked about that. What's another game that you guys are mostly anticipating coming out either this year or next year?
As in, like, excited for?
Yeah.
Nightingale.
Okay. Yeah. That one actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I mean, I like the whole like deck building thing that they're trying to do. They even said you can enhance somebody else's cards with your cards, which is
Really?
Yeah, that game looks sweet.
It does. I think it'll be really, really good.
Uh-huh.
Anybody
Have I
else?
showed you the trailer for that one, babe?
I don't think so. What's
I
it called
might have
again?
to remedy that. Nightingale?
Nightingale.
No, I don't think so.
D, what about you?
I don't pay enough attention to games these days because
Don't have time to play them.
it takes me probably I'm a cheap gamer. I will admit that. I will wait for something to go on sale and then I'll buy it. So I don't mind waiting like 6-9 months for a game to come down in price.
Okay.
And by that time, I'm like, I already know that, like, okay, this game is buggy as hell. So, I made that mistake with Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, I still need to play that game.
So
Great
I
game.
did.
She did like 10 minutes. I got it for her for Christmas. She played like 10 minutes of it.
Well, it's hard. There's so much in that game that I just cannot play with the kids around.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that is true.
it's so
I
hard to
played-
find time.
I played the hell out of Cyberpunk.
Mm.
I did I basically got every single ending that you could possibly get in that game.
Wow.
I have one achievement left, which is you have to do a super jump and kill 3 enemies at the same time, and then I've done 100% of the achievements in that.
Goodness.
Jesus.
I bought all the cars. Well, before they did the expansion or whatever the last DLC or the last free upgrade was.
Right.
But you could cheat so bad in that game.
Yes,
So
you can.
you just have to save up enough money at the very beginning of the game. I think they fixed it with one of the patches. But if you saved up like 10,000, what was the money called in that game?
I don't remember.
Whatever the currency is, you could go like to a mod shop and get the tranquilizer dart.
Yeah.
And you could one-shot any boss in that game because you would just hit them with a tranq dart and then they would just fall down on the ground and passed out. And then you could just walk up and like stomp on their head and they were dead.
Wow.
Okay. Cool.
They finally patched that, but it was just like, okay, this makes this game really super easy. And then later on in the game, there are like you can just stack your armor so you're pretty much invincible.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So you just stack armor mods and you can just stand like you could get like is it 5 alarm or was it 3 alarm for the police that was max or was it 5? I can't remember now. But you could max out the alarms if you like committed a crime and like started killing cops, they would just keep sending more and more. You could like be in the middle of like all these cops just shooting at you and you wouldn't take any damage.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. But the game is super fun. I like it a lot.
Chris has mentioned being intrigued by Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, but apparently that's been delayed I don't think I knew
Yes.
about it at all.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, I saw a video about that. That did look kind of.
yeah, it's
kinda
really
cool.
cool. So I guess like the Justice League went insane, so they sent the Suicide Squad after them to stop them all,
Hmm.
which is awesome.
So here's another good question: why can't DC follow like their video game writing and make a good movie? Because like a lot of their games are really good that are based on their franchises.
Yeah,
The same thing with like their like animated movies. They're really good, but their cinematic movies usually suck. I will say that Shazam and the first Wonder Woman were good DC movies. I enjoyed them.
Shazam was a lot of fun.
Shazam was a good time.
But
I'm
I
hoping
felt
Black
that
Adam is gonna be good.
Shazam was the best DC movie to date.
Black Adam did look like it was going to be good.
I am interested.
Yeah.
in
Yes,
that one.
I'm looking
hoping.
forward to that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of the DC movies since the first Wonder Woman, I think. No,
Yeah,
did
you're
you
not
see the
missing
second
much.
Wonder Woman?
You don't want to.
I have. I don't remember if
I think I watched the second Wonder Woman with you, but other than that, I haven't seen any of the others.
Are you talking about Wonder Woman like 84 or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wonder
Yeah.
Woman 84 has so many problems with it.
Mm.
You know, the fact that it starts in the summer and like only a few weeks like go past and then it's like snowing out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was.
that's
to me,
just, that's
was
just the
not-
Midwest, man.
True.
Maybe.
But yeah, no, that one. No, I was not a fan of that.
I mean,
Well,
I
Nothing
enjoyed
in
it
that
enough.
movie was.
The
Nothing in that
gold
movie
armor
captured
was
me.
awesome, and I loved how they stylized her costume for the era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did appreciate that.
All right. What about Ragnar? What was it Thor: Love and Thunder?
Oh, I
Oh
can't
yeah,
wait for that.
that looks good. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that one.
We have a couple movies to catch up to before we got behind on Marvel a little bit.
Oh really?
So far
Oh,
behind.
no.
I
That's not
well, she is further behind than I am. I've watched up through the second Spider-Man movie, and we watched WandaVision.
Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Far From Home, yeah. Yeah,
And
so I
then
watched
WandaVision.
Far From Home, and we watched WandaVision together.
And
Okay.
Loki.
And Loki,
Loki.
and like
Yep.
10 minutes of Winter Soldier
Hawkeye?
and
Or Falcon Winter Soldier.
Falcon Winter
Yeah.
Soldier.
That was actually really good. I like that one.
Was
So-
it?
short,
'Cause it was super slow. That first episode was like,
Yeah, you have to get past that episode. That it's actually pretty good, but it doesn't last. I mean, they only have like a couple episodes.
Yeah, but I don't think we finished the first episode.
probably not. It was so boring. Like, I'm not invested in those two characters anyway, so it was very difficult for me to connect with them.
Which one's
Yeah.
Falcon?
Yeah, Falcon
And Winter Soldier, yeah.
See, I like that series.
I like
Here's
them as characters.
Yeah.
I wasn't super thrilled with what they did with Cap, so I'm not
Yeah.
terribly eager to see how they try to clean it up. But what were you about to say, Dave?
Yeah.
So Disney has done a lot of editing for the Disney Plus series. There are certain scenes in Falcon Winter Soldier that they edited from the original streaming release. They also did that to Moon Knight.
Oh.
So they
yeah.
removed a lot of the violence that was in some like those TV shows. And it's like, how do you do that with Moon Knight? Because Moon Knight is an inherently violent
Yeah.
character.
Mhm.
And I don't know how far you had watched in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Like 10
We
minutes.
did not finish the first episode.
Okay. But there is one scene that they took out, and you'll probably figure out which one it is because you'll be like, holy crap, that just happened? See, I can be spoiler free.
Good job. I appreciate it. We are a no spoilers household.
But yeah, you guys, if you haven't started watching Ms. Marvel,
We haven't.
Oh,
we have not.
We're not gonna be able to until because Caroline has to watch things
forgot
in
about
order.
that one.
I quite enjoy it. Like the first
It looks
episode,
really good.
I loved it.
Yeah, that's cool. I can't wait to start watching that now.
Yeah.
And that
We have to
first
finish.
episode, that first episode had a 95% rating on Rotten Tomatoes too. So.
Nice.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh. Sorry, Carol and I were discussing logistics lately. Oh man. Okay. Ooh, this is a topic that came up in Discord was indie versus AAA games.
What about them?
Well, what actually came up in the Discord was that AAA games are lacking in creativity compared to indie games these days.
100%.
I would agree with that statement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I think I'm the one that said it, actually.
If
I'm pretty sure.
I think there were multiple people who said it, but yeah.
AAA like games they just chase the formula. They're like
Right.
this
Yeah.
worked last time.
Yep.
I feel like the success of multiplayer in Halo 2 really drove
Oh my god.
the
Everything
industry in that
multiplayer.
direction.
Yep.
Because to me, like, I loved Halo and Halo 2. I loved the storytelling. And then Halo 3 came out, and it's like, what steaming pile of shit is this? Because when they introduced it, they're all like, and there's this awesome multiplayer, and you can do all these camera angle changes for replays and everything, and they're like, oh yeah, and we threw in a story as an afterthought.
Yeah, BT dubs.
So like, I think I got like maybe a third of the way through Halo 3, and I was like, this is stupid. And that was another game that I bought the collector's edition of, so I have a Master Chief's helmet.
Yep.
Well, the yeah, we've been because we do we try to do that couples game night stream, and it's so hard to even find games that are couch co-op, and basically every one we find is an indie game now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
absolutely.
I don't think any of the ones we found have been from game studios that I've heard of.
Yeah.
But I mean, some beautiful games. We just finished the last one we did was the first one we did because we've only done 2 so far.
We did It Takes Two.
We did It Takes Two, which was a great game. Really enjoyed
Yes.
that. I'm very disappointed. I didn't know that Twitch didn't like save your streams indefinitely, and so we've lost the video archives of that.
Yeah, and that was
I
a
guess
really
you'll just
fun
have to
And
do
it was
stream.
great. Well, it won't be the same.
You can't get the same reactions. Like that game, like man, that I felt like a terrible human being after playing that game. Like fighting that first boss is
Oh my
like,
goodness,
oh my goodness,
that's
it like
traumatic.
breaks you. It's terrible.
But it's such a
absolutely
great
traumatic. But it was such a beautiful game.
Is.
And then the one we just finished was what's it?
Never
Never
Alone.
Alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never
Which
Alone.
was also
Gorgeous.
a very beautiful
Gorgeous
game.
game.
Very pretty game.
Really,
Yeah.
really great gameplay.
That was by the same producer, the same guys that did Ori, right?
I don't know.
Maybe they're an indigenous studio.
Yeah. Or at
So
least they
what-
relied heavily on indigenous voices. Like a lot of the names in the
Was it
credits.
Moon Studios?
I don't remember.
So what is Never Alone? I
So-
feel
So
like
it's
so Never Alone-
It
oh.
tells the story of a myth
Hmm.
in. I want to get it right because I don't want to say anything that would be
Oh, yeah.
unintentionally offensive.
Yeah, it's not because it's not. You know, it is an Arctic indigenous tribe, but it's not Inuit, which is kind of where
Right.
our mind goes because that's the ones we hear. That's the name we hear the most often. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not them. It's another. It's another tribe.
okay.
Let me see here.
And it wasn't Moon Studios, by the
Okay,
way.
so I don't know how to pronounce it because it's an N with the tilde over it, and so I know in like Spanish it's ña, but I don't know what it is in this language. But I'm going to use ña as the sound. Inyao piak. I'm just going to write it in chat. How do you? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to copy paste it because I don't know how to do that letter. That's the name of the people group. But it's a story from their culture, and most of the story is actually narrated by an elder in their culture, and then they go through. They have these little segments where he's narrating a bit, and then you go in and you play some, and there's some bits where it's overlapping where he's narrating as you're playing. But basically, it's a young. I think it's a little girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
girl named Nuna, and she meets an Arctic fox, and there's this guy who is like burning villages, and she's trying to get away from him and deal with this problem, and she's encountering all these kind of spiritual. Some of it is assistance, and some of it isn't. Some of it's hindrances. There's a polar bear that comes up occasionally, and
a strong Arctic wind.
yeah, and a strong Arctic wind, which is
It plays
not
a very big role in the gameplay.
yeah, and it is not anything to laugh about either. It
Yeah.
killed her multiple times because she was playing Nuna and I was playing as the fox.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
so-
cool.
Developer is called Upper One Games.
Oh, okay.
You guys should try Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time.
I think that might be one that was on our list.
Oh,
Is
that
it?
sounds awesome.
It might be.
Yeah.
I'll have to check into that.
You basically fly a ship through different things, and the different you have two characters, and you have to do different functions on the ship.
Nice.
It's a 2D like kind of.
I like
What?
that.
It's in the
Yeah,
soundtrack
Never
on
Alone
my
is side
backpack.
scrolling. It's all 2D. It's side scrolling.
But it's
Oh,
a
okay.
beautiful game, and it was
Oh, it
it
is.
was fun
It's
to play
gorgeous.
2-player.
Yeah, it looks like it's painted like in watercolors.
Nice.
Mhm.
Very pretty.
I like that.
Yeah, and you
I
do a
love
lot of
that.
interacting with the spirits and stuff, and it's just gorgeous. So beautiful.
Nice.
We had lined up. What was the last one we were gonna start?
Two
It was
throne,
Kingdom
two
Two
crowns,
Crowns.
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, we need to get that. We need to actually do that though. We haven't done couples gaming in a while.
Yep.
So I know that Carol has done Penny Arcade. Have you done Penny Arcade before?
Okay.
What do you mean
think
done Penny Arcade?
Like gone to Penny Arcade?
You gone to
Been
PAX? Oh no.
Yeah, PAX. Sorry, Penny
Yeah.
Arcade Expo.
Yeah.
PAX.
Oh, yes.
Well, when you were like, "Have you done Penny Arcade?" I was because
No, I'm sorry.
I'm
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
I come from out of the webcomic community,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
my first thought of it is, "Have you read Penny Arcade?"
No, I meant have you been to PAX East or?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crowded.
So
It's nice when you're working it.
up
Oh, I'm
until
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
up until the pandemic, like Chris, Eric, and I would go down to PAX South in San Antonio, which is usually in January, and that's all indie game developers. It was their big showcase.
Nice.
Yep.
So you didn't like the first one. I think they had like the first couple of they had like some AAA titles, but not many. And then it was a lot more like board game developers, indie developers, and it's just so much more low key than just waiting in a 4-hour line to see a demo for one game and then going home. So, and that's why they had to expand like PAX East to 4 days, because it was like people weren't getting enough time to actually see stuff because they were just too busy with 70 or what was the last one, like 150,000 like other people just waiting in line.
Goodness.
That's all it is.
Which is why it's nice to be working the table.
Yeah, so I've never been, and partly because like I said, my main awareness of Penny Arcade was the webcomic, which I never read because I tried to give it a shot a couple times. People would recommend it. They'd be like, "Oh, you read webcomics, you got to read Penny Arcade. Everyone who reads webcomics reads Penny Arcade," which I never did, and I also never read Mega Tokyo. So like, there's some big ones that I just never touched. But Penny Arcade, I tried a couple times. I would go to their website, and my computer would crash every time. And I don't know why. There's nothing about, like, presumably, if everybody else is reading it, it doesn't do that to everybody else. And it was only doing it to that website, so it wasn't, like, my computer. So I don't know what it was, but every time I tried to go to that website, my computer would crash. And so I was just like, I guess I'm just not going to read Penny Arcade. And I never did. And then video games-wise, as far as, like, the convention is concerned, I've never been into it enough to consider going.
Right.
So there's like enough other stuff at like the Penny Arcade Expo. Like they have a lot of like a lot of panels about like creating streams and how to profit off of gaming and stuff like that. They have they sometimes have like live D&D sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They definitely do.
They have like Rooster Teeth is usually at like PAX East. There were some fun video game historians and voice actors at PAX South. So I think we also did like I know that Chris is kind of watching, but I think we did like music and video games, possibly, Chris. For one of the panels, so there's tons of stuff. They also have like they had this one that was like pitch your game, and you pitch the most awful idea for a video game that you can possibly do to a guy that actually works in the industry, and who had worked in the industry, and he ends up like picking like the most hilarious like video game concept.
Nice.
And plus, like they have a board game section where they have a lending library where you can borrow games and stuff. They used to have like mini painting. That's probably one of my favorite things to do at PAX East. You get an hour. They give you a mini, sit you at a table with a bunch of paints. Just paint minis for fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah, when I went, I was working the table for SNU, so we were
Southern
there.
New Hampshire University.
Yeah. We were there, I think it was 2 hours before the show floor opened to the press. So we would get set up, and then we could just kind of go and do everything around the floor before the press was let in, and that was an hour before the public was let in. So, and then after the show would end for the day, they would roll out like a bar cart basically, and everybody who was there would just like go get free alcohol and schmooze with all the other developers, which was kind of
nice.
awesome.
That's awesome.
I think I've only ever been to one convention that I wasn't working. Because all of my first conventions were all press. I was there on press pass for my podcast when I had a podcast about indie comics. And then we went to one in Boston that like Carol had gotten tickets for because to get a picture. Someone had gifted her tickets so that she'd get a picture with Alan Tudyk.
Yep.
And then I think every convention I've been to since. Oh yeah, I think every convention I've been to since has been with Tall Tales, tabling for Tall Tales. I don't think I've ever been to another convention that I just went to. Should do that.
Go to conventions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that type of convention. I've been to I did go to the Southern Baptist Send conference, and we just went to T4G this year. So like theological ones I've been to, I guess, a couple times, but not geekdom ones.
Nice.
So before we started going to PAX South, I was tempted to get like one of those Chase Black cards so that I could have a personal concierge buy my PAX passes for me because they're so hard to get these days.
Oh yeah.
Granted, I forget what the membership fees is for annually, but like I was like, I don't care if I have to if I want to go to PAX again, because the previous year, like 3-day passes sold out in like 8 seconds or something. It was ridiculous.
See, I wouldn't
What
even want to
about
go.
an easy bake oven
Hmm?
in chat?
Oh, they did an easy bake oven cook-off on one of the panels. It was hilarious because like the people, they don't cook and they didn't have recipes.
Oh man, that's great.
And I think
That's
one of
amazing.
the easy bake ovens malfunctioned. And then I think they also blew like a fuse at one point.
Wow,
Because they had them all plugged into the same circuit.
that's amazing.
Awesome.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to go to something. I don't think I'm gonna. If it's selling out in like matters of seconds, I don't think I even want to go to that one. But what's it call it? Plastic City Comic Con is coming up soon.
That's the one in.
That's the one in Fitchburg. $10
Yeah.
admission.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Yep.
They have a
They're not
whole.
gonna have Alan Tudyk.
They're not going to have Alan Tudyk, but they have a whole thing. They do have this year. They're setting up a whole like kids area upstairs. So like vendors that are targeted towards kids and like kids activities and stuff like that. Because it's in whatever. I don't remember what it's called. Mullins Center maybe. No, it's not Mullins. That's Amherst. Wallace Civic Center, which is a convention space, but also like a hockey space. And so
Okay.
the upper level is like the upper seating area, and most of the show is on where the ice would be.
So that's seriously like 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah, it's right down the street. Admission is $10. Kids 12 and under are free. Parking
Wow.
is free. I mean,
That's nice.
it's a great. That's July 16th. July 16th. Oh, we can't, hon.
Of course
Oh.
not.
It's July 16th. We're gonna be at Paracon.
Yeah.
But
When is KidsCon?
I don't know.
KidsCon?
Yeah, it's up in
like,
New Hampshire.
Southern New Hampshire.
KidsCon New
Um,
England. It's up in New Hampshire. Let me see here. This year, I'm on their website right now. October 15th in Portland, Maine. Let me post the link
Oh,
in
that's
chat.
not in New Hampshire.
Well, it floats around. It floats around a bit. Last year it was in New Hampshire.
Oh, May 13th was in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
we missed it for this year.
Wait, was that? Oh no, that's for next year. Next year, May 13th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to put that in the calendar. But they do like really cool stuff specifically for the kids. They have like a bunch of superheroes and
Oh, yeah.
princesses and
Oh, this one they have
Kind of really cool
Jedi
stuff.
training.
yeah, like
Nice.
That's
It looked like a lot of
superheroes
fun.
training. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
This looks pretty neat.
Oh yeah, keep July 30th open on your calendars.
What? What's that? What's July 30th?
is that your
Oh
thing?
yeah, the
Your
Bunsen barbecue.
barbecue?
Oh yeah, okay.
Bunsen barbecue.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
It's always a highlight.
Yeah, put the.
Are you making pulled pork this year?
Ooh. I haven't decided yet.
You should.
You said
Please
July
make pulled
30th.
pork this year.
I made
Yes, I concur. You should make pulled pork.
Your brisket was really good.
I
Last time,
made
too.
like almost 30 pounds of brisket. I think I made about 25 pounds of brisket last year. Plus
I
like another
I think I ate like a
Another,
pound
like-
of it.
another probably 10 or 15 pounds of chicken.
I felt bad about the steak and the brisket at yours last year because I can't have peppers anymore, and because of my acid reflux, I have like literally a week or two ago we went to Subway and Grizz got a sub that had green peppers on it, and they touched my sub after that, and I was up all night.
Oof.
And I hate it because I love the flavor. I love what you can do with peppers, but I just can't. I just can't anymore.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll have to pack you your own little doggy bag to bring to the barbecue.
No, that's. But yeah, but the steak had a lot more pepper on it than I could handle, and so I felt bad because I took a plate and then couldn't eat it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Well, you could have the chicken last year because that had no
That's true.
pepper.
I think I ate a
That was
lot
just-
of chicken. And it's not black pepper; it's peppers.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know.
But yeah,
Because I was gonna say, if I made the pulled pork, I put pepper in everything.
Yep.
Because I do chili powder on the pulled pork, and then I do. I want to say I put chipotle on the beef.
Mm.
Oh, it sounds
Brisket
delicious.
wasn't spicy though.
No, it's not
No, it
spicy,
wasn't
but
spicy,
still,
it was just-
it's not the spiciness that's killing your husband.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I know.
not.
Unfortunately, it's the presence
Yeah.
of peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't make the rubs as spicy as I would like because people
Nobody would eat them.
people's
Oh,
mouths
bring it
would
on.
catch on fire.
Yeah, that's good. I
Yeah,
want you to make it spicy
have
as
like a spicy table and then like a whiny little baby
Yeah.
There you
table.
go.
Hey,
And,
now.
If Jacob, oh, that's right. If Jacob comes, he gets to do the hot sauce challenge.
Oh,
Ah.
I'm down.
That took Dylan
So
out
that is
last
the
year.
Oof.
initiation for all first timers at the
Can wash it down with some of your whiskey.
Ooh,
Yes,
even
we
better.
do. I do Scotch tastings at the end.
Ah,
So if
okay.
if you like Scotch, I have a few bottles of Scotch that I will bring out And I usually buy a new bottle of scotch each year.
Oh,
So I add to my collection. I don't drink all that much. Like this is my seriously my cookout's like the one time a year that I have anything to drink usually.
hmm.
So I'll try to find a interesting bottle of like scotch. I know that I've already asked Chris to pick up a bottle of Kentucky bourbon from Buffalo that's distilled in Buffalo
Nice.
that he will be bringing with him because he's going to make a trip out here. He usually comes out every year.
Before my brother moves out of the
Barbecue.
mountains, I should see if he could send me some moonshine.
Hey, there we
Man,
go.
the last time I had moonshine, it was not a good night. I mean, it was a really good night.
It was not a great next day for
A
you.
series
Yeah.
of terrible decisions. I did not get a hangover.
There's an orchard in Weberham that makes apple cider moonshine. It's very low proof. They can only make it like 25%, so 50 proof,
Yeah.
because
Wow.
that's as high as their license will allow them to
Right.
brew,
So I had
and that's pretty good.
moonshine cherries.
Mm-hmm.
So they
Oh.
were like maraschino cherries
Hmm.
soaked in moonshine,
Nah.
which is extremely dangerous. Cherries taste so good, and you can barely tell that they have any alcohol in them.
Oh yeah.
But
when you're
does the
eating them.
alcohol like turn them white?
No, it didn't
No?
turn them white.
Okay.
No, they were definitely red, and we definitely ate like 3/4 of that jar before we realized how many cherries we'd had. And we were definitely very drunk.
Awesome.
And then we had to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the Comic-Con because
Yep.
we were going to the con. in
That's why she was
Philadelphia.
in New Jersey, was to go to the con.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Katie had the worst hangover in the morning.
It was
and
their
I felt
birthday
terrible
weekend.
because I felt
Oh,
fine.
that's-
Yeah, it was our birthday weekend because our birthdays are one day apart, so we do like a birthday weekend thing together
Oh, okay.
as much as we can. But
Nice.
but yeah, so I felt awful because I didn't feel awful, and she had the worst hangover.
The fix for that is to just drink more.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Can't get
Drink
hungover if
more,
you never
and
stop
then-
being drunk.
and then drive into Philadelphia from New Jersey.
What public transit's for?
To be fair, they weren't in that part of New Jersey. They were in the New York part of New Jersey, is where she
There's
lives.
Amtrak. There's always Amtrak.
That's true. There is Amtrak that runs from New York to to Philly.
Yeah.
I know that because I took it once, going from Springfield, Mass. to Pittsburgh, and it goes over to Albany and then down through New York, Philly, and then over.
When
Oh,
did
wow.
you do that?
Oh, this was before Carol and I met, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it
I took
was
that train back.
maybe no.
Or
You
when
took
we
the
moved
you
over.
took the Lakeshore Limited. So you went from Erie over to Albany and
Oh,
then
right.
to,
Yep.
to Springfield, which is the way I usually went when I went Amtrak back home. But for some reason, one time, I think in like 2009 or something, I went.
Oh, I had already moved at that point. I used to live right across the street from the Springfield Amtrak
Ah,
Oh, okay.
in the old Milton Bradley factories down there.
Yep.
yeah, I liked the Lakeshore Limited, but I didn't like that ride.
I
as
got
much.
sick.
That's true. She did. I end up the last time I went the Lakeshore Limited, I end up randomly befriending some girl from Smith College, and like a handful of other people like were coming and going out of the conversation the whole way until she like got off in, I don't know, Rochester or Syracuse or something up that way, and then on the way back at that stop she got back on. And so we just kind of continued chatting. I ended up giving her a ride home from the train station, but like yeah, and then never saw her again. No No point of contact after
Those
that.
those were simpler times
Yeah.
when you could get into a car with a stranger and not worry about not making it to your destination.
I mean, it was the aughts, and like, I was a strange guy that she met on the train, so like, I feel like there was some amount of that already in place.
True.
But yeah, but she was fine. Oh man. Yeah, no, I don't remember why I went the way that I did that one time. But yeah, Carol came down with me when I moved down there. When I moved back home for like 9 months, 8 months. Went down Christmas time. She came with me, met my family, and then she took the train back and was sick the whole way. And
Yep. Haven't been able to eat one of those cookies since.
Oh, the Eaton Park Smiley cookies, right?
Yep.
Which is
I
a
ate one right
shame.
before I got sick.
Which is a shame
Oh,
because
boy.
those are amazing cookies.
Yep.
Listen, we're not like sponsored by Eaton Park, but I would have 100% not turned down being sponsored by Eaton Park. If anyone from Eaton Park is watching this,
And would
Yeah.
like to send us some cookies.
and would like to send
on
us
the
some
regular.
cookies on the regular. I miss Eaton Park. We used to go there constantly. Well, yeah, my friends and I were there almost probably like at least 4 nights a week, and we were there from like dusk until dawn. And there was this group of people that would be in the smoking section, because this was when they still had smoking sections, and I smoked. And we would be in the smoking section, and we all got to know each other because we were always there all night, and we got to know the staff that was there overnight, and we would just float between tables and hang out and order food sporadically throughout the whole night. And then we switched to Denny's because Eaton Park banned smoking before the state did. So they didn't have a smoking section anymore, so we switched to Denny's until the state put the law in, and then we just stopped doing it. But yeah, but anyway, love Eaton Park. I do love Eaton Park. And she can't have the cookies. Ugh.
They'd probably be fine, but they just remind me of that day.
Yeah, which is such a shame. Breaking my heart.
That was like my first experience on a train.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, and last then, because we haven't done one since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I spent the entire trip in the bathroom.
Speaking of which, have you guys ever taken the commuter rail from Fitchburg or Leominster to Boston at all?
No.
Not from
No.
Fitchburg.
Yeah, I've done, because when I lived in Norwood, we would take the commuter trail or commuter rail a lot, because there was a commuter rail in Norwood.
Yeah. We usually stop, when we're going into Boston, we usually stop at Alewife.
Yeah, that's not the commuter rail. We take the red
Catch
line.
The red line.
I was
Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah, I'm not driving into Boston. Well, I mean, I'm okay with driving into, like, but I get angry.
Oh, where is... I wonder if Chris is still on. Chris drove us to Boston last time we went to PAX East. He stayed here. We had passes for the Saturday, or maybe it was a Friday, but one of the days, I was like, "You're driving. I'm not driving through Boston." I think that was one of the worst. He hated it.
It's so terrible. I can't. I mean, I can, like, people will be like, oh, you know, Boston, it's so hard to navigate. It's all like cow paths, and I'm just like, I grew up driving around Pittsburgh. Like, I'm not worried about that. That does not bother me at all. But the people on the road in Boston, I get Boston. And I can't drive through Connecticut during the day. If I drive through Connecticut during the day, I will get into a traffic jam, and I find myself just wanting to burn the whole state down. But
So like those two
because
places.
in Connecticut they drive in the opposite lanes. the passing lane in Connecticut is the right lane.
Yeah, not officially,
and
but yeah.
everybody's going super slow in the left lane. It doesn't make any sense.
I hate it. But then you get to like, because we take we're usually on 84 or whatever, and so you get to Waterbury, you get to Danbury, and it's just a parking lot, and it doesn't matter what time of day it is. If the sun is shining, it's a friggin' parking lot, and
So 84, it's because 84 is perpetually under construction. They get from one end, they finish 84, and then they have to go back to the other end and start on it again because it's so crappy.
yeah, I don't want it. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, I used to work out of the Mass Mutual building in Hartford when they still had the building there when I was dating Ren, because I would drive down to Hartford, work a half day, and then I would drive down to Pennsylvania, and I would always go, 84 to
81 or something.
87.
Oh, okay.
So I would go 84 across the Walter Fish Bridge, and then down 87 to 78. And yeah, it didn't matter what time of day. I would always it would just be like, by the time you got to this, like this Sawmill Parkway, that split, it would just be like bumper to bumper.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I can't. We usually go, so ours is, we go 84 to 81 to 80, usually, to get home. And I just, we now leave at night. Like, it's not, if the sun rises and I'm at least in New York, it's fine. But yeah, that's just how we do it now, because it's just not worth it any otherwise. But driving in Boston, when I first moved to Boston, I hated it. I hated every second of it.
Just wait until Grizz starts building his machine, because I priced all of his computer parts at Micro Center in Cambridge.
Yeah, that's why you're taking him to.
Well, Cambridge at least is on this side. Like, you don't have to go into Boston proper. But you deal with a lot of the same people, I guess. Yeah, it's just, everyone. The whole city just thinks the world
There's another
revolves around
person.
him. Hey there, Eric.
Hello.
Hey.
19 minutes before the stream ends.
Right?
All right, if you guys could recap it all for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about stuff,
Dang.
And things.
and we did pineapple Carol because she was playing a video game and died.
Right.
And then I stopped playing the game, I'll have you know.
Yeah.
As soon as I died for the second time.
Wait, you pineappled the show by playing a game?
So I was playing a game and they were talking. And yeah.
And she started talking to herself because she was like, "Why did I die?" And we're like, "Pineapple."
Yep.
So, Eric, introduce yourself then.
Pineapple. No. Hi, my name's Eric, and I play Mutants and Masterminds on the online group on Thursdays.
And what do you do for a living, Eric?
And I'm in the military, and I'm also in the medical field. So those are my things.
So figure it out, folks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yep, and I live on the West Coast right now, so that's why I came in a little late, because really it's only 7
That's not why. You adapt to the time all the time for games.
Actually, it's more of asking twice a week might cause friction with the family.
That's fair.
Like,
That's fair. Yeah.
you know, because for those times it would start at like 6 o'clock p.m.
True.
So if it was actually like, yeah, the time zone's off. The time works out great. It's just the time zone difference is what killing me. I was on the
And
East
his
Coast,
wife
it's worked out.
outranks him.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, she doesn't
my God.
anymore. She did for a while there, didn't she?
Yeah, she's got more years in than I do. So
Gotta move to the East
She is-
Coast.
that's the plan. That's the plan. Even though the weather's better over here, but you know, it's okay.
Nice.
I mean, that's a matter of opinion, I suppose.
Nah, I don't know. Anyone that's gone to San Diego, the weather is pretty. I choose find someone that doesn't like San Diego weather and put
I
them
know
on the show.
someone personally
Really?
that doesn't like San Diego weather.
Versus what? Like,
Like anything that you can friggin' breathe in. Like,
really?
listen, I don't go south of Pittsburgh if I can help it. All right, it's
Why?
because it's hot down there. I don't know if you've noticed, but
No,
it gets
no.
it
You
gets
gotta be by the water.
warm when you go
If you're
south.
by the water.
If you're near the water, it's hot and sticky.
No.
Listen,
No, I disagree. Tim, we gotta get you down here.
I've been to Long Beach, California. I went to Long Beach, California. I went in February, so it was only in the 60s the whole time. So I was able to survive. And that is, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it again. I'm not.
Okay.
If I go down
Alright.
if I go down that way, it is going to be like February or January. I'm not.
I mean, you can't go wrong. Like February, it's nicer here, while everywhere else, it's like you're shoveling and scraping ice off your car.
Well, that's why we have a plow guy.
That's true. We do have a plan.
Well,
But this
I
guy,
mean,
like,
go a step
No.
further and just get rid of the snow and the ice and the cold. That's the way to go.
but this guy, like, it'll be 50 degrees outside, and he's got all the air conditioners running.
That's not. No,
And I'm-
that's an
no.
exaggeration.
Like, no,
That is-
legitimately. Last week, I had to go around and shut off all the air conditioners because it was 50 degrees outside, and I was freezing to death in my home.
Listen,
That's what
I don't
layers
know.
are for.
I like a cool room to sleep in, and the optimal temperature is like 68 degrees, where it's a little chill.
No.
It's nice.
No.
Yes. The research has shown that
65.
68 degrees is the optimal temperature for sleeping.
Eric would hate my
For
house in the
men,
wintertime.
maybe.
Actually, Carol would probably hate my house in the wintertime. I keep my house at like 65 in the wintertime,
goodness.
oh, do you?
but
Why?
since I only have 2 zones in the house, like usually
Heating and no heating, is that the
usually
zone?
the temperature yes, usually the temperature's more like the low 60s, so like 61, 62. Ren hates it.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I can't do it.
We have one of the smart things. It's not smart, but it's programmable. We have a programmable
Oh yeah.
thermostat. And so when Carol comes
Wait,
home
an
from
automated thermostat? I just wanted to know.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm
No,
not.
it's not a car.
it's-
It's not gonna kill me.
Yeah, it's not gonna throw me off a friggin' bridge.
But instigate conversation. I'm glad Carol picked up.
So it's programmed so that when Carol gets home from work, it's like 67 in the house. But when
Which is
she's
cold.
when she is at work, it's at 60. The house is at 60 in the winter.
Has the automation learned this already? And
Well, I
it's
programmed
like,
it.
Im's only in the house, so therefore it needs to be lower.
Well, it's programmed by time of day.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So she
He
goes.
does
She
know
leaves.
my
For,
schedule.
she leaves for work at a set time. She comes home at a set time. So
Yeah.
I have it programmed that way. So yeah, during the day when it's just me and my son in here, it's like 60 degrees in the house.
Yeah. He does it to me in my car.
I
If he drives my car, he puts the
Oh, he's got the
thermostat
set-
at
oh, yeah.
60, which is as low as it will go.
yeah. If you turn it
Um,
literally one more notch, it just kicks on max AC, which I'm not
Yeah.
allowed to
Right.
do in her car anymore.
True fact.
So you have it one notch above the bar. You realize where the line was? It's like one notch above.
So I go to work in the morning, and it's like 58 degrees outside, and I get in my car and I'm driving, and it's cold air on my feet, and I'm like, what is happening right now? And I look, and the thermostat's at 60. I'm like,
I was expecting you to say I
just
start up the
can't.
car and then you're just like blasted, like all of a sudden it's like when someone has your radio on way too loud and you start up your car, you're like, oh Jesus! Like,
yeah, but he
I do
he
that
doesn't
too.
put it on max AC, so it's subtle. So I don't notice it at first. If it was on max AC, it would be like, whoa!
Yeah,
but
it
no,
would be very loud.
it takes a
and
minute.
obvious.
You guys are on oil, right, for heat?
Mostly wood,
Wood, actually.
Okay.
but we do have
Is that
yes.
pellet wood
The
or regular?
the programmed one is oil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
My
like
last
regular
oil
wood.
bill of the season was $1,500 to fill
Yeah.
up my oil tank.
That-
Yeah.
that's
Why
not
It
we're
was
on
like
wood.
225 gallons or something.
Yeah.
Unless you have
It
like a
was-
super huge tank or something.
Yeah, ours was
It's a 250 gallon tank, I think.
yeah, ours was around 2,000 last time we filled it from empty. But yeah, we used exclusively wood for the last, I don't know, probably
3 or 4 months.
Yeah,
no,
I
it wasn't
don't
3 or
have
4
a-
months. It was
I don't have a stove.
yeah, it was definitely a month or two, but it was
And I hate the fact that like there's like no natural gas. Like the natural gas line, it ends like a half a mile from my house in Fitchburg
Mhm.
because I'm like right on the Fitchburg line, and
Isn't that where the
to
natural
go that
gas
half a
explosion
mile,
happened?
it will probably cost me like $500,000 to get them to lay the pipe to go to my house.
Yep.
yeah, it's
And
not
you
even an
have
option.
to get past like the town to get them to lay anything because the town's gonna have something to say about you running gas line.
Yeah, we our natural gas in our town, literally because Fitchburg has it, and so it extends just slightly into Ashby, and then that's it.
Right.
And so it's the closest natural gas line to us is miles away. Like
Yeah.
it's not even, they wouldn't even take our money to run gas to us. Like it's
Nope.
it's not even a matter of being too expensive. It's just not on the table. Which
So I'm
blew my mind.
I'm thinking of just converting over to solar and just ripping out the stupid hot water baseboard and putting in electric heaters.
Oh, you have baseboards, yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Massachusetts got good incentives for that, no? Right?
That's true.
My dad
They
did.
have
He
some
loved it.
pretty insane rebates.
This
for
year you
going
can
to
get
electric.
this year if you're switching to electric from like oil or something like that or anything like that. If you're switching to electric and you sign paperwork saying that you absolutely will not use the fossil fuel stuff until ever again, basically, you can get I think almost 100% rebate
Wow.
on
That's
getting it,
impressive.
and that's a this year thing.
But I've
I
heard
get
that
the
you
fact
can't-
I pay for oil.
I've heard that you can't actually sustain a heating bill on solar unless you have like a field.
Yeah.
Well, I know
I
that.
think in Massachusetts, I've heard that. Yeah. You need a crazy amount of panelage
Yeah.
to make up for that, and even then, it's variable in energy. It's not.
I got nearly 2 acres of land.
Just the whole
So,
back acre is
environmentally,
just
we cut up-
light, is just solar
Yeah.
panels.
So we just cut down all the trees to make solar panels. Yeah, that's
Yes.
That's a net positive for the environment.
Yeah. That's not going to cost $50,000 or anything.
I got a chainsaw.
Well, you would have wood after.
Grizz is
after
looking to make
cutting
some
it all
money
down.
this summer.
That's true.
He has a job.
He got
though.
a job though.
I know.
I mean, that's a, if you have a stressful job or something like that. Here you go. Here's a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Few extra bucks.
Have
Just
at it,
go-
kid.
Go wild.
Right?
It's like, oh, all right.
And here's a leather strap so that you can climb the tree to top it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, get some serious trees back there.
Oh,
And
man.
here's a waiver that I will not be sued for child endangerment.
Hey, he'll be 18 soon.
That's true.
That's right.
Not before summer ends, though.
That's true.
So, how much more efficient is the offline and online groups going to be now that this show's kicking place? Do you think everyone's gonna
Zero.
be like, "Yep,
No.
let's-
I think there would be.
let's all
I don't think there would be any significant change. I think what will happen is when we're like, "Hey, we gotta get back on topic," people will be like, "We should
Save it for Monday."
set this aside for pineapple," you know.
Yeah. That's what pineapple means now. It's
Yeah,
not
pineapple
not
means
a reminder. It's
pineapple means
put
put
on
this
the
on the
list.
list so that we can roll for it.
Yeah.
Because you weren't here for it. We had a list of 20 topics that were pulled from the topics channel, or a couple things were added by me, but 20 topics that were from the topics channel, and then I rolled a d20 to pick a topic to
Oh,
start us
very
off
nice. I respect the die roll.
Yeah.
I consult the dice.
Most of my topics that I suggested were not serious topics, by the way.
with.
I wasn't expecting them to be chosen either. So just so you
A
But-
couple of them ran here though. His hot dog and sandwich would have been in the natural one.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, that's fair enough.
That was
for
your
a
serious
nat one.
question.
Yeah.
What? What'd you say, Eric?
Oh, I was gonna say that's his. I remember Dave keeps hammering away at that question. He wants that discussed.
So, when I was interviewing at BAE, the guy that interviewed me asked me that question.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I like it. I love interviews where you get these.
What was your
questions,
response?
You're like, what?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was like something that their team would fight about all the time. So he was like, I need to get your take on this.
Oh, there wasn't any actual reason, like
It wasn't
terms
like
of,
an interview question. He was just like, I
Oh.
want to see how you fit in our team, so I'm going to ask you this question. And then
Oh, okay.
I got the job but didn't end up on their team, so make of that what you will.
Dang. I
So
saw
that was the
Think
wrong
it's a
answer.
taco.
I saw a thing online, and it was they call it the cube rule of food, and it's you identify dishes based on where the starch is located, and so like just floor is toast, and just floor and ceiling is sandwich, and then two walls and floor is taco, and then full like two walls, ceiling, and floor is sushi.
Burrito? Oh, sushi.
Yeah, and then floor and four walls is basically super salad bread bowl, and then fully enclosed is calzone, and everything else falls into one of those.
So a burrito's a calzone.
A burrito is a type of calzone basically,
Yeah.
or I guess you could rename the calzone category into burrito.
I think that
category,
a calzone
and say that
would
all
be-
calzones are burritos.
Yes, I would classify calzones as burritos.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that works. All that works. I am on board. All that.
So yeah, that's why I was wondering, Carol, because I was like, are they asking you for your logical explanation of how you would categorize something?
That would be
That's
kind of
very vague.
amazing as an interview question,
Yeah.
like for an
That's why I was
engineering
asking. I was
position.
like-
Yeah, that would be pretty great. But
Mm.
no, it was
I'll
just
throw-
for fun.
I'll throw out the follow-on question with that. What is the best best interview question you guys either had or given?
Okay, I'm going to tell a story that's not a real interview question, but it's relevant.
Okay.
When I was
That seems relevant to the show named Pineapple. Of like,
Yeah.
ask a question. No, let me tangent from that.
So, my senior year of high school, I had transferred from a very urban town
Oh, I
to
know
a
what
very
story
rural
you're
town.
telling.
Yeah, you know what story I'm telling. I had transferred to a very rural town, and there was one other kid there who had also transferred from an urban context to that town. And so we were in English class, and they asked us to go up front, prepare these questions, and what you're going to do is say, "Hey, I'm pretending to be hiring for this position. Here are the questions I would ask and the type of answers that I would be looking for," was the assignment. And the Peasley was the kid from Hermitage. He went up there and he goes, "What was Chris Tucker's character's name in the movie Friday?" And me and one other kid went, "Smokey." And he goes, "Neither of you gets the job." And that was...
Damn. I can't work with people like that.
Just straight elimination.
Straight done. You may leave. Yeah, what's your thought afterwards? Like, what?
Yeah.
What just happened?
We were both like, all right, fair, I guess, because we didn't know about labor rights yet. But it was,
all of my interviews have always been historically boring,
Yeah.
including the ones that I conduct.
Nice.
I mean, I ask like generic questions.
I mean, most, like 90% of the world does. They ask you, like, all those. You can Google like the top 20, and
Yeah.
I guarantee you most of those are going to be on your interview.
Yeah,
That's what annoys me
my
even more when
interview-
people are like, "I don't know, I've never heard that." I'm like, "Come on, dude, did you do a Google search?" Of the...
common interview
Why
questions.
you want this job today? I don't know. I'm like, oh my god, this interview is going great.
My interview at BAE was pretty fun, like just in general. But it was like a really fun team, and they asked really cool questions, and then I got to play with the VR that they were working on. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it was super fun.
That's cool.
I like with interviews, I always like answer their questions with another question. I'm that
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're
interviewee.
that person?
Yes.
That's actually encouraged nowadays. You're supposed to like inquire about things.
I like they'll be like, what have you done, for this? And I'll be like, and I'll just flip it around. I'm like, how are you facing that in your currently in your organization?
Yeah.
And then they'll think about it for a second, and then they'll tell you, and then I just will be like, well, if I were in your place, I would do this, 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 and this, and this, and because this has worked for me at these places. And they kind of look at you and go, huh, and then you see them write something down because they're taking notes. I'm like, oh, I didn't think we'd have a solution for that problem today.
I try to throw in some curveball questions every once in a while, and sometimes some of the interview panel will take it on. Some of them don't. I was able to ask, what type of spirit animal would you consider yourself being if you had to associate yourself as a spirit animal? And it's very interesting to hear what people say, because one, they're not expecting it, and two, just I don't know. It's like one of those questions that gets out of control. You're like, oh, I never thought someone would ever answer that, but okay. Like, never really count. The question never really counted for anything, but it kind of tells you a lot about personality of what they pick.
Right.
I'm an ego, 'cause America!
Well, yeah, like you get all these answers across the board. That's like a legit, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, got it.
I would think the only answer I heard one time when we asked that question, it was a little like the guy was like, "I'm a scorpion," and then like the whole panel like paused for a second, like, "Do we want a scorpion working on our team?" Like. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a friendly animal to be working.
Yeah. Don't they have a whole parable about that?
Yes, they do.
I like that. I might steal that.
What? What's
The
your
spirit animal
question?
Yeah. So, like, usually, like, when I ask interview questions of people that I'm hiring, I actually will look for the simplest answer from them.
Yeah.
So, I'll be like, if you were in this situation, describe to me how you would do this. And I'll look for like the simplest solution from them, as opposed to like, I would do this, 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 and this, and this, because to me, the simple solution means that they know the basics of and understand the basics of what we do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if they try to be like, well, I would do this, 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 and this, it's just like, I've had too many people that have failed at the basics that could function at a high level, but then if they came across a problem, they wouldn't be able to figure it out because they couldn't go back to the basics.
Right. That makes sense.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I also, for fun questions I've asked, I had another panelist who was from Philly. And if you know anyone from Philly,
I have,
there is
yeah.
something that's very divisive in Philly is Pats or Genos.
Oh,
and,
yes.
I asked that as an interview question. Pats or Genos, where
Genos.
the panelists. So we already set this up beforehand. It's a great icebreaker interview question because everyone's like, if you're from Pennsylvania or from Philly, like everyone's got to answer. So if someone said Pats, one person in the interview panel really likes Pats, so they're completely on board. And if they said Genos, then there was another person, the panelist was like, "Oh yeah, you made the right choice there." Everyone feels a little lighter about it. So, and the answer is Genos. I mean, everyone knows it.
I told you, see? I said Genos. That's like Chris. When I think we discussed this a few weeks ago. Like, when it comes to wings, it's is it Duff's or Anchor Bar?
I thought it was Anchor Bar. I haven't had either one of them.
I prefer Anchor Bar. Some people prefer Duff's though.
I look forward to choosing a side on that battle.
Oh, I don't eat wings. So, but
You don't eat wings at all?
No. Listen,
No?
the meat to effort ratio just does not work in my favor. I'm not doing it.
I respect that. No. I respect that. I have a plate of boned wings and a plate of boneless wings. I will pick the boneless wings.
Oh yeah, I'll eat the hell out of boneless
Hands
wings.
down.
Boneless wings are just chicken tenders.
Yeah, but I'll also eat the hell out of some chicken tenders. So like, what do I care? You can call them what you want. Like,
Tim, I just
sauce.
pictured
It's
you
really...
as the guy that would just take the whole wing in your mouth and just go. Meh.
I know that you can do that, and I'm sure that I could pick up the skill if I tried to. But it's the learning, like.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that you could do that now. Like,
oh yeah,
it kind of requires your teeth to be fixed.
To be fair, yeah, I don't actually have very many teeth. Most of these are fake.
And they will move if you try to pull a
They
bone out of
will
your
because
mouth.
my dentures are actually made really well, and so they just kind of like pop into place and then they stay there. So I don't use like glue or anything. But that means that if they get strained. If their hold gets strained at all, there's nothing holding them there anymore.
So I do think that chicken wings do taste better than boneless.
Mm.
But I do
Really?
not like. I don't like the sinew
Mm.
on the wings and stuff.
What is sinew? Educate me
Well-
a little bit. Is that
Like
cartilage?
the
or is
connect,
that like
the connective tissue.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, I could
Like
do with that.
cartilage and
I mean,
stuff.
that's probably why I wouldn't do the bone dry thing. Of like, I don't need to have that. I'm willing to cut around that.
Yeah, so when you get the meat, because it's chicken tenders are almost always made with breast meat, and wings are like closer to dark meat than breast meat,
Yeah.
and so like if you get it made of actual wing meat, it is better.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to pigeon meat or or miscellaneous meat.
Mystery meat.
Yes.
Mystery meat.
Yeah.
We'll make
Well, now
rabbit
they
wings
have-
one of these days.
They have Impossible wings, I'm sure.
I'm sure
thought of
they
that
do.
already.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
We used to actually have wing nights here on a bi-monthly basis. We used to
How
have
did
some
you
friends
make some
over
spicy
from-
wings there, Dave?
Yeah, probably.
They're not super spicy. I
Yeah.
do have to make them
To
for other
you.
people.
Thank you, Carol. I was like, yeah, him, he's like, no, they're not that bad. The rest of us would be like, four,
So I did make
trying to dial 911.
I did make some spicier sauces, but most of them were fairly mild. I think the hottest one that I made was like a General Tso's sauce that I made a little bit spicier than it needed to be.
I love me some General Tso's. But yeah, well they
He likes ghost peppers. Like those are boring to him. So like, yeah, I'm not in the same league of hotness.
I remember because
Yeah.
I grew up in Sharon, PA, which is where Quaker Steak and Lube got started. and they're kind of around the Northeast now. But at the time, that was, as far as I knew, it was just the one restaurant. And when they came out with the atomic wings, like everyone made a big deal about it, about how amazing and how crazy hot they were. Like they had, it was more of, I'm sure it was more of a publicity stunt than an actual legal issue, but they had a waiver that you would sign that you weren't gonna sue them if the wings were too much for you and caused a medical issue.
I love it when documentation enters an eating contest.
Yeah.
Right? Like that. Like you need to sign this paperwork. Damn.
Yeah, you would go to Quaker Steak and order the atomic wings. They'd be like, first you have to fill out this waiver, and
Then
we're
we
like,
record
that's
you saying you're of sound mind and body.
I have chosen to do this to myself. Oh man!
But yes, I do have. I have Reaper powder,
Reaper powder.
and yeah, I put that on mac and cheese, man.
Yeah,
That sounds delicious.
Why would
I
you
enjoy
do that to
spiciness,
yourself?
but I like tasting
Our
my
son
food.
did that.
There's just a test.
So-
it becomes a test of endurance after a certain
No,
point.
Yeah, like-
no, that's the thing.
It's not tasty. It's just living through it.
No,
It's-
Reaper powder. See, the the hotter hot pepper powders, they don't actually have they have a little bit of a flavor, but it's mostly just heat.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I'm not interested in them.
I don't put I don't dump it on. I'll put a couple of taps on for a bowl of mac and cheese to add some heat, and then if I want some more flavorful stuff, I do have hot sauces that are also hot and really taste good.
Right.
I have one hot sauce that's called wild elephant deterrent.
Who
And
who
that's
came, Who came
fantastic.
up with that? It's like, oh yeah, this is wild.
Yes.
That's
That's
what
the
we're putting on
name
the
right
label.
there. That's gonna
I think-
that's gonna be the
I
selling
think
point.
the company that I bought it from, they used to sell at the farmers market at Mass Mutual. I
Okay.
think their the company was called Dragon Breath.
Mm.
They're based out of
That makes sense.
Yeah,
New
that
York.
checks out.
I just don't understand why people want to hurt their mouths while they eat.
I
Thank you,
love
Carol. I
I
understand.
love spicy food.
Yeah, no, spicy
I mean,
food is delicious.
Some people like doing harmful things to themselves.
Hey,
Yeah.
Did you
Enjoy
see the
that.
box of
Some
mac?
people
Did you
sign
see
up
the
for
box?
military, you know?
Did you see the box of mac and cheese that our 5-year-old begged me to buy at the grocery store? That's in the
Was it
pantry
flaming
now.
hot Cheetos?
It is flaming hot Cheetos mac and cheese.
Flaming hot
Are you
Cheetos.
serious?
No.
I explained to him the decision he was making, but yeah, ultimately I did buy one box.
Yeah, so the jalapeno one is much better. It
See,
actually
he
tastes a lot
he was
better.
torn between the jalapeno one and the flaming hot one.
Yeah.
but he
No,
ended
no,
up
the
going with flaming
jalapeno
hot.
one tastes a lot better than the flaming hot. For sure.
So remember Grizz when he had first had the hot sauce?
Mm-hmm.
He likes hot things now, kind of.
He has been on a mission since that day to make himself able to handle it.
Yeah,
He will ingest
Is he
the
training?
hottest.
yeah,
yes,
he's
it's
training for the next
himself.
button barbecue.
Yes.
I imagine a montage.
Yeah.
I feel like a
Like-
montage is happening right
We
now.
have multiple hot sauces in the fridge now.
we
That's-
do.
That's awesome.
He's
Yeah,
just like,
so-
I don't want any food to be able to defeat me, so
Yeah, he won't
watched,
use ranch as a dipping sauce unless he adds hot sauce to it.
Do you
Yeah.
watch Hot Ones at all?
Yes. Well, I've only seen a couple. I saw the Paul Rudd one, which was just amazing, and I saw the what's his face, the chef, Gordon Ramsay one, which was
So
he was slightly more of an asshole than I was expecting, honestly.
oh yeah, he's
What, Ramsey?
Yeah, well, because you see him on the show, and
Yeah.
when he's doing Hell's Kitchen, I'm like, okay, as someone who's worked in a kitchen, I get this. There really are
Right.
people who do dumb things like this in kitchens, and they really need to be yelled at.
He's not like that in real life.
Yeah, and then you see him in other things, and he's not like that. And so I figured on Hot Ones, he probably wouldn't be like that because that's not his actual natural demeanor. But no,
Well, I mean,
he was
swears a lot.
No, he was like furious at them for the hot sauce. Like he stormed off and like threatened them. It was terrible. It was like, dude,
He doesn't like hot stuff.
Is that an
in the
act?
first
I feel like
place.
that's.
I feel like if you're going on to an interview called Hot Ones, in which the premise is you're going to eat progressively hotter food, like you gotta be prepared for that. You know what I mean?
So that
I
hot
agree with
sauce was, let's see, it was like one of their, I think it was like hot sauce number 7 or something like that of the 10. So it's called Da Bomb, Beyond Insanity, and it's 135,600 Scoville heat units, which compared to a Ghost Chili or compared to a Reaper is not much.
Right. But compared to food that actual human beings eat, you know.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because what the Reaper's like close to like 2 million or something like that. Or the ghost pepper can be up to 2 million or something like that. So
This gets to my
not
point
much
though, where it just
compared.
becomes a test of how many Scovilles can you ingest
Yeah.
and live to tell the tale.
Right.
Like it's not about
If you
flavor.
can't even touch it with your fingers without
Right.
causing like permanent damage to your skin cells, it should
Or you-
not be anywhere near your mouth.
You gotta wear N100 mask just to be in the
Right?
kitchen with it, you
Delicious.
know, like
Like goggles. Yeah, no.
Did you-
That doesn't belong in my kitchen.
Did you see the Paul Rudd Hot Ones though? Incidentally,
I did not. I haven't watched Hot Ones for a long time.
so 2 notes about it. One is that Paul Rudd is a vegetarian, so instead of wings, they were having like I think it was broccoli or cauliflower.
It was cauliflower.
It was cauliflower.
okay.
With the hot sauce. But 2 was that like he ended up spending half the interview interviewing the guy, and like
Nice.
he was talking to the guy like, and he was just such a great guest. Like he was just such a great guy to. It seemed like he would just be such a great guy to
Paul
chat
Rudd
with.
is hilarious.
And he was like, this whole thing that you're doing is like great, but you know you don't need it, right? Like these questions you're asking are actually kind of amazing. Like you're actually really good at interviewing. You don't need the shtick. Like, are you aware of that?
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
So, it was good.
So yeah, the first time that I had Da Bomb was I was in Ecuador, and we were at we were helping a Bible college down there do some renovations and stuff, and they were like, "Here, try this hot sauce." I was like, "This is delicious," and it was a lot more than the first thing that I gave Grizz, because you know I'm pretty good. I usually
That's
just
true.
I give people toothpicks, and I just have them dip it in the hot sauce bottle, and then just try it and like spread it on like a chip or something like that. This one I had a dollop on a tortilla chip. I was like, this is so hot, but it's so delicious.
That's the thing with me is like I mean, like I said earlier in the show, I can't do it anymore because of peppers and acid reflux. But I like hot if it tastes good. Like if it's if the hot is just an accent to a really good flavor. Like I can deal with quite a bit of heat.
Yeah, and
or
that's
at least
where
could.
like these types of
But
hot
I'm not.
sauces,
I'm not even interested. If it's just hot, I don't want anything
Well,
to do
these
with
type of hot sauces are more for like for cooking with. So like I bought this thing to bake chili with. I would
Right.
take like, you know, a couple of drops, put it into a big vat of chili so that it doesn't affect the flavor at all of the chili, because you know like people are like Tabasco's hot. I'm like, Tabasco is disgusting. It's red vinegar.
it. Right.
And it's the same thing with like Frank's, you know. I'm like, it's just mostly vinegar with nothing in it.
Right.
So like I don't like vinegary hot sauces at all.
We had this So when I was working at Pizza Shop back in PA, Marshallone's, the mild sauce that we used was sold as a hot sauce, and it was a gallon, and we'd buy it by the gallon, and it was I'm told better than Frank's, but it was kind of along that general line. It was a hot sauce that was kind of like a Frank's but for wings. But to make our hot sauce, what we do is we take a gallon of that and a cap full of this stuff called death sauce that was super thick and concentrated.
Yeah.
And just pour it in there and shake it up, and I could see, I'm colorblind, I could see the color change from just putting that little cap of it because it was that concentrated. And we would just mix it up, and that was the hot sauce. And people loved it. It was... So whatever that was called, whatever brand it was, it's called Death Sauce, and each bottle, each bottle yay big, came with a keychain that had like a skull on it, and so we would fight over who got to keep the skull.
That's awesome. All right, I think I'm gonna call it.
I think it's time to do that. Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching, and everybody for being here on the show. It's been a blast. I'm looking forward to doing this on a pretty regular basis. We talked about a lot of different stuff, and I think it'll be fun. I'm glad we decided to do this.
This is fun.
Yeah, hop into Discord, folks.
Yes.
And put any topics that you would like us to discuss. Within reason, I guess.
Yeah, nothing too controversial.
This isn't we had a discussion about this today. This isn't a debate show. This is a discussion, a chat show.
So things that you think would be fun for us to discuss.
Yep. We do have a channel for that on the Discord, and there's other channels for just talking about games or sharing things that you're working on, or just chatting about stuff, or sharing memes, or getting help with your computer. There's a help desk channel that is mostly monitored by Dave, but other people,
our resident IT guy,
other people join in from time to time. But yeah, we have fun on the Discord. You should totally join us. And
yeah, the tech channel is mostly my opinion.
That's true.
So.
And then we have In Memoriam coming up in a couple of days on Thursday night. We will have the online group will continue their story. They're going to go and try to arrest Commissioner Price this Thursday. So that'll be interesting. We're going to see how that plays out. And the offline group is next meeting July 9th.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And there's also, I just want to put this out there because it is something that's happening right now. I also write urban fantasy, kind of paranormal fantasy / horror called Tall Tales. It is on hiatus right now. It'll be coming back from hiatus on August 1st. But in the meantime, right now, I have a contest going on where I'm going to give away books to help people get caught up and to celebrate it coming back. So there's the link. Go ahead and click through there for your chance to enter and get some copies of the book, the books that exist now. Tall Tales Volume 1, Tall Tales Volume 2, a couple short stories, and the top 2 people are also going to get Tall Tales Volume 3 as soon as it comes out. So I posted a link in chat. Check that out. Share that around, and yeah, I guess, and we'll be hopefully starting up Couples Game Stream again soon. We just have to schedule it. We just have to figure out what day of the week.
What game are you guys gonna do?
It sounds like two crowns. What is
Kingdom,
it?
2 crowns.
Yeah, what she said. It is a. We talked about this earlier, but it's hard to find couch co-op games anymore.
Yeah.
And so we did find, but
Yeah,
we have a couple queued up, and the next one is Kingdom 2 Crowns.
Kingdom 2 crowns.
Kingdom 2 Crowns.
I suggested Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time for them.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out.
I'm pretty
for
sure
that.
that's on our list.
It's actually fun.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it'll show up on this very Twitch channel in the nearest future.
Yes.
Maybe.
All right, but anyway, thank you all very much, and we will see you on this channel. I might do something between now and then, but next scheduled thing is Thursday. Good night.
Good night, folks.
See ya.
Night, everyone.